It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Showtime. What's happening, everybody? Yes, it is showtime. The Geno Jones Show. I am always at the last second, like doing something. But anyway, we're good now. Here we go. So this is my new start time. Monday through Friday, same 5 days a week, 7:30 p.m. At 7:30 p.m. on the East Coast, Eastern Time, 6:30 Chicago, and everybody on Central Time, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Memphis, Tennessee, down in Houston, Dallas, Texas, New Orleans, St. Louis, Missouri, everybody on Central Time. You know what time it is, 6:30. All right, live in Los Angeles, and everybody on the West Coast, 4:30 now. 4:30 p.m. Spread the word. Tell everybody to subscribe to the channel. Man, I'm getting ever so close to becoming a YouTube partner. 1,000 new subscribers. So spread the word for me. Keep telling everybody to subscribe to the channel. It is free. There is no paywall. That means you don't have to pay to subscribe to my channel. But I'm going to be working on some special things for my subscribers. And I'm going to have to make sure that for all my early subscribers, I'm going to have something extra special for you. And the new subscribers, I may eventually do a paywall, but I'll definitely have something special for all those that have already subscribed to the channel and supported the show. Speaking of the show is interactive. I just had to brush my teeth and floss there. So listen, that means if you got a question, if you got a comment, you want to holler at me, whatever you want me to shout you out for, whatever it is, whatever the occasion, my Geminis celebrating birthdays, anniversaries, whatever. All right, you can hit me up. Let me know where you're watching, check in, do the roll call from wherever you are across America, across the world, because YouTube is global. So jump in that chat room. You see the live chat. Just jump in here and type in and say hello. Let me know where you are. Or if you got a question or comment or whatever it is, say what you got to say. Type it in there. Jump in that chat room and say what's on your mind. Say what you got to say, all right? If you'd like to be a sponsor, if you'd like to advertise on the channel, and the show on my media company, I'd be honored to have you as part of the Geno Jones Show family. So, as a matter of fact, shoot me an email. If you'd like to be a sponsor, like to advertise, I'll send you a sponsorship package. Give you all kind of details. Let me help you grow your business. Let me help me and my business and my media company and this TV show help you grow your business, including give you an opportunity to come on this show once a month, have your own episode, at least once a month, have your own episode to tell your story and promote your business live right here on the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel, at least once every month. So, a Geno Jones Show at Gmail. No the, so you spell it Geno Jones Show at Gmail. Also, if you would like to make a contribution, if you like to support the show financially, a financial gift, a love offering, you can bless a brother's business. Whatever you want to do, a financial contribution, you can do that. Cash App and Zelle. Zelle, just go type in Geno Jones. Use my email address, GenoJonesShow at Gmail. GenoJonesShow at Gmail. Or you can Cash App, $Dad G Jones, all one word, $, capital D, lowercase a, lowercase d, capital G, capital J, lowercase o, N like Nanette, E like extra, S like Sam, $, capital G, Dad, or capital Dad, capital D. Once again, capital D, lowercase a d, capital G, capital J, lowercase O-N-E-S, $, Dad G Jones. All right. So today, I'm doing a show live here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro area. This is a very solemn day. So today I want to honor and I want to pay tribute. This show is a tribute to 9 beautiful souls, 9 fallen angels, 9 victims. But we celebrate their life. Their spirit is with us every day. So 10 years ago, almost to the hour, almost to the hour. Bible study started in the Mother Emanuel AME Church, the Mother Emanuel African American Methodist Episcopal Church, iconic church, historically significant church, not to the Black AME Church, not to just African American culture and our history, but to America's history. A church that Demark Vesey belonged to. Google Demark Vesey if you don't know who he is. All right, Google it. Or there's like a new AI platform. Digitalgreenbook.org. There it is. And I heard about that today, Digital Green Book. And I heard there was a woman. Shout out to Laree Daniel Favors on Sirius XM. I hear Laree's got a YouTube channel too, so check her out. But Laree, I got to give you your props. I just happened to, I have the app on my phone, and I just happened to go over there and see what was going on. And I just happened to, I was in between doing things, and I got this is a day job in the evening. Then I got a different day job in the day of radio show. And in between that, I was trying to check out and see what Laree was doing. I can't remember the sisters. Is it E. Sosa? E. Sosa, something. I don't want to mess up your name, my sister. But anyway, digitalgreenbook.org. So it's like our very own, like our version of Chat GPT. Check it out. It's amazing. It's an AI service. So, but anyway, you can do that. Digital AI, Aisha, because what is it, Gemini? Google's got Gemini, so Digital Green Book's got Aisha. Aisha is the AI, really for our culture and community. So you can Google, or you can Aisha on digitalgreenbook.org, Demark Vesey, if you don't know who he is. But anyway, so 10 years ago, almost to the hour, Bible study was just about to begin in the Mother Emanuel African American Methodist Episcopal Church, Mother Emanuel AME Church. Reverend Clementa Pinckney was the pastor, and we was having Bible study with some of the members, some other pastors, as a matter of fact. Reverend Sharonda Coleman Singleton, Reverend DePayne Middleton Doctor, Reverend Daniel Simmons Sr. and his daughter, Rose Simmons. You've seen her on this show. As a matter of fact, she just got a documentary in there telling the story about her dad's person that night, and then her dad's own incredible story. One Last Breath. We talked about it. If you haven't seen the documentary, you got to see it. It is must-see TV. Also, part of the Bible study on that fateful night 10 years ago, almost to the hour. Susie Jackson, Myra Thompson, Ethel Lance, Cynthia Hurd, and Tawanza Sanders. Brother Tawanza Sanders. 9 victims murdered, slaughtered. In the church, in the basement of the church, in Bible study. 5 people survived who were at the Bible study. Felicia Sanders and her granddaughter, Reverend Clementa Pinckney's wife, Jennifer Pinckney, and their daughter, and Miss Polly Shepard. And this demon told Felicia Sanders, I'm going to let you all live because I want you to tell the world what happened. And he wanted to start a race war. And this demon came closer than he realized. He wanted to start a race war. And he came close to getting it. He came close to getting it. And I'll talk about that later in the show, about the people that played a part in really saving this city from just being on fire. I mean, literally saving the city from being burnt down. Because that's the story that the corporate media, white-owned media, has not told for a lot of different reasons. But you see the narrative of how the family members, some of the survivors and the family members, not all, but a significant number, forgave this demon better than me. So the spirit of forgiveness and love took over. Some days after. But in the immediate aftermath, like that night, throughout the night into the early morning, where many of us never went to sleep, and the ensuing days, it wasn't a spirit of forgiveness and love. There was anger. There was a lot of anger. Folks were angry. They wanted, as the kids say, get back. Folks wanted revenge. Folks wanted to get some different form of what in that time felt justice. How could anybody go into a church as a total stranger, and for these 14 people to open the doors of their church and allow you in and allow you to sit with them for an hour doing Bible study? And then at the end of Bible study, to stand up and to pray with them, and then to pull out a gun and to slaughter 9 of those people who opened their door, the church door in their heart, to read scripture with you and to teach you and to pray with you. And your gratitude was to murder them and to leave 5 survivors and to tell them that you wanted them to tell the world what you did and that you wanted to start a race war. So we celebrate the life of Reverend Clementa Pinckney, Reverend Sharonda Coleman Singleton, Reverend the Payne Middleton Doctor, Reverend Daniel Simmons, Susie Jackson, Myra Thompson, Ethel Lance, Cynthia Hurd, Tawanza Sanders. And we lift up in love and light, and we give all the love and all the light and positive vibes and everything we can to the survivors from that night who were also at that church. Once again, Felicia Sanders and her granddaughter, and Reverend Clementa Pinckney's wife, Jennifer Pinckney and their daughter, and Miss Polly Shepard. We lift you up in love and light, and all the positive vibes that we can send your way. And it just talks about, it just goes to show the evil that's in the heart of some people. But it was a spirit of forgiveness and love that saved this city. Absolutely. Because this demon wanted to start a race war. But ironically, what he did here in the Low Country community, the Charleston metro area, the Charleston, South Carolina metro area, said he brought tens of thousands of people together, hundreds of thousands of people together, of all backgrounds, not just black, white, Hispanic, you name it. Young, old, men, women, straight, gay, didn't matter. But there's a story that was not told and has not really been, I haven't seen it anywhere on any mainstream media or corporate media. Because there was an incredibly strong anger. People were mad. Pissed is not the word. It was an anger that you cannot describe. It was because it was almost a sense of disbelief. Initially, it was a sense of disbelief. Like, no, wait a minute. What? Because I remember getting a phone call from a renowned pastor here in the Low Country. And he told me, he said, you can't go on the radio and say anything about this yet. But there's been a shooting downtown at the Mother Emanuel Church. inside the church, and like 9 people were killed. But he said, you can't go on. I'm telling you this, confidentially, but you can't go on the radio and talk about it yet. And not even 10 minutes later, all the local TV channels, breaking news, 9 people shot inside the Mother Emanuel AME church while during Bible study. Then we found out it was at the end of Bible study. About an hour later, about 9 o'clock, is when this demon started slaughtering people, murdering people. But I want to shout out some people who played and there were many people, so I'm not going to be able to shout and name check and shout out everybody. There were so many people that played a part in saving the city from the anger and the rage that not just people here in what we call the Low Country, the Charleston, South Carolina metro area had, not just those in the state of South Carolina had, but for specifically the sense of, okay, this is it. We're not doing this no more. Okay, if this is what we're doing, okay. All right, we're going to have to do something about this. So there was this, anger doesn't even describe the feeling that many people had. And I'm just going to mention a few names. Dear friend of mine, my radio brother, not just a radio, but he is my brother. He is my brother in spirit and brother in love. Edwin, we know him here as we call him Chef. Edwin the Chef Wright. He was doing a gospel radio show. He was doing a morning show on our gospel radio station, the company I still work for. Reverend Larry Bratton, dear friend of mine of Bible Way Church. I want to shout out, he's the current mayor of the city of North Charleston, South Carolina. At the time, he was the police chief for the city of North Charleston. Currently, Mayor Reggie Burgess. 10 years ago, he was police chief Reggie Burgess. He was the police chief of the city of North Charleston. Now, this massacre happened because we have North Charleston and Charleston. So they're like adjoining cities. So technically, the church, Mother Emanuel Church, is in downtown Charleston. And at the time, Police Chief Burgess was the police chief of the city of North Charleston. However, the whole area, the whole state, specifically what we call the Low Country, which was Charleston, North Charleston, you name it, all around Somerville, Goose Creek, Mount Pleasant, James Island, Johns Island, all the surrounding areas. There was, like I said, can't even use that word. The anger, it was a different kind of anger. It was like the audacity. What demon, what source of evil would go inside a church during Bible study and murder 9 people at a Bible study on a Wednesday night? And a sense of disbelief, it morphed into like this different kind of anger, like, okay, this is how it's going down. And just the names that I mentioned, and there's one name I really got to mention also. His mother was one of the members who were inside that church at Bible study who was murdered. And she was a reverend, and she was a teacher also. Reverend Sharonda Coleman Singleton. And I've had the honor to not just meet, but to work with and talk to one of her sons. Got a son named Chris, her oldest son, as a matter of fact. He was 18. He had just graduated from high school. He went on to play pro baseball. Actually, he played pro baseball for the Chicago Cubs for a while. He's a motivational speaker. He's an author. He's worked with the Charleston River Dogs. And he's just a beautiful brother with a beautiful spirit. And Chris Singleton, this young man whose mother was murdered, 18 years old, for your mother to be murdered while she was at Bible study inside of a church. Chris was 18. And Chris was actually at one of his baseball games, and there was like a news conference. And Chris went on to say, love is greater than hate. And I can't think of anybody who was probably more pivotal in really saving this city from burning down outside of that young man, Chris Singleton. Because for people to see him, for people to say, because I was part of the conversations, and I had people say to me, and just I was in conversations, and we look and we say, wow, this kid, he's a kid, 18. Can you imagine if you were 18, you just graduated from high school, like a couple weeks, maybe, not even a month earlier, and for your mother to be murdered, not like not even like walking, down the street in a neighborhood or whatever, some accidental drive. Inside of a church, she was at church. She was in her church at Bible study, and she was murdered in her church. I cannot tell you. And this was like literally, I don't know, 24, 48 hours after his mother was murdered. It might have even been the next day, within the next day or two. There was a news conference, and he was standing in his uniform on the baseball diamond. And I remember seeing it on TV. And he said, love is greater than hate. And I'm like, wow, this young man is way better than me. But for people to see this kid, this brother, this young brother, and people had to say, wow, as pissed as I am, as angry as I am, as much as I want revenge and get back, I can't be madder than this young man. I didn't lose anything compared to what he lost. He lost his mother. He lost his mother. And he found it somehow. He found it in his heart to say love was greater than hate. And that young man, along with people on the ground who were out in the streets, and also shout out to at the time he was police chief of the city of North Charleston, Reggie Burgess, who made sure that people could peacefully protest, could express themselves in a peaceful manner. And he made sure that he helped along with other leaders. Even shout out to Reverend Al Sharpton. A lot of people did not realize Reverend Al Sharpton was also one of the people pivotal in coming here, and they were having conversations with people in the community, people just out in the streets, not just from the streets, because there were people who were not from the streets, but there were people, men, There were people who had traveled, who were en route. Many of us, we got phone calls from people who were on the interstates, who was on I-95 and I-26 and I-20. It was like, are y'all good? Because I'm on my way. We're on our way. Because if this is how it's going down, we got y'all. We're not going to let this go down like this. And people had arrived in the city that were ready, whatever would have went down. They were prepared and ready and willing to take it as far as they felt it needed to be taken. Because this was just it. People couldn't take that. No, is this what you're doing? You hate us so much that you would go into a church and murder 9 people? 4 of them were reverends, including the pastor of the church, because you wanted to start a race war? Be careful what you ask for. Nowadays, the saying is, you F around and find out. Well, this savage that fled because he's a coward, because he ran, and he was eventually found in North Carolina. He would have found out. And anybody that shared his belief system and his hatred would have found out. But it was people like Chris Singleton, whose mother was murdered, Reverend Sharonda Coleman Singleton. It was people like at the time, the former police chief, who's currently the mayor of the city of North Charleston. He was at the time the police chief of the city of North Charleston, Reggie Burgess, and people like Reverend Larry Bratton and Edwin the Chef Wright, who were having conversations with people who were from here, or who were from South Carolina, or who were family or friends or fraternity brothers, or just folks who were just like, no, we're not gonna take this. It's gonna stop right here and right now. And there were people who were prepared and who wanted to get back, absolutely. But those names that I mentioned, starting with Chris Singleton, they saved the city from burning down. That's a story the media is not going to tell you for whatever reason, because it doesn't sell as good as the story of forgiveness, which was a beautiful thing to see. It was hard to believe for me. Personally, it wasn't hard for me to believe, because the young man, Chris 18, Chris Singleton, for him to say that literally at maybe 24 hours or 48 hours after, I believe the next day after his mother was murdered, he said that love is greater than hate. That was for real. That was authentic. That was in his heart and spirit. God placed that on his heart to say that. Chris himself has said that. That God put that spirit of forgiveness, and God put that spirit of saying love is greater than hate. God put that on his heart, in his head, and in his mouth. But it was those people I mentioned, and others, and there are many others. I'm not naming all of them. I can't name all of them. I'm naming the ones that I know for a fact myself that played a very, very pivotal role in saving the city of Charleston, South Carolina. Because that morning after, and the days and nights after June 17th, really that evening, these murders happened at 9 o'clock. So like by 10 o'clock, everybody knew, like all 9, even though Reverend Daniel Simmons, I believe he officially passed away like about 2 or 3 that morning. But no one slept that night. So that night of June 17th, into June 18th and the immediate days and nights thereafter. Yeah. Those 3 or 4 days after that massacre, it was really tense. But shout out to Chris Singleton, and at the time, the police chief, Reggie Burgess, who's now the mayor of the city of North Charleston. It was the police chief of the city of North Charleston 10 years ago, Reggie Burgess. And you guys, Reverend Larry Bratton, Edwin the Chef Wright, others. And like I said, Reverend Al Sharpton, who came and people didn't even know he was here. He was really behind the scenes, but he played a role in talking to different, people and groups, and they were able to. The protests were peaceful, which was amazing, because if you could feel the anger, the rage, the sense of just you were besides yourself. It was almost hard. It was like, man, you all really hate us that much. You hate your hatred for black people just because of the melanin in my skin. You hate me because of the color of my skin that much. And you hate my people, but for the color of their skin, which is the most ignorant, stupid, just such a punk-ass, cowardly reason to hate anybody. You hate some, that is the most ignorant thing. Lowbrow, no IQ. You hate someone because of their skin color, and you hate them so much that you would just go and murder 9 innocent people inside of a church. And there were a significant number of people said, okay, if you hate black people that much, all right, we got it. And we're prepared to do whatever we have to do. If this is what it's come to, here we are. And I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I was told. I'm telling you the conversations that I was in. I'm telling you I was privy to conversations with some of the people that I mentioned. We're having conversations with those who were angry. Excuse me. And the basic sentiment was, we are angry too. We want get back and revenge, but this is our home, and we don't want to see our city burned down. That was the general consensus of a significant number of black people here who were angry. And those who had traveled from other parts of the country, who were ready for whatever that was about to go down, criticized the black people here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro, and called them, man, y'all soft, y'all punks, y'all weak. That's why these white folks treat y'all like this, because y'all just let them. And that wasn't it. It was that the black community loved their home, and they did not want to see their home burned down, because they knew that the neighborhoods that would have been destroyed were not going to be the affluent white neighborhoods. It would have been their very own neighborhoods, black neighborhoods, black businesses, and black bodies would have been shot and more killed by police or National Guard. Thing could have really got, but there was it was a point where there was a significant number of black men. I ain't talking about no street gangs. I'm talking about men, law-abiding citizens, regular 9-to-5 business owners former military. It was like, okay, all right, this is what we're doing. And a lot of the black people got criticized by those who weren't from the city for not taking action against these forces of evil, even though that punk-ass demon was arrested. But there was a strong sense of revenge and get back. And to make somebody pay for the murders of 9 beautiful souls inside of a church. So I just want to recognize, and I want to share this story with you publicly because you may not see it. You know, I've been looking at all the local news, and I kind of get it, but if you're going to, as my grandmother said, Jeannie, if you're going to tell it all and tell it right. Tell the truth. If you're going to tell it all. Don't leave stuff out. If you ain't gonna tell it all, then don't tell any of it. Just don't talk. But she said, if you're gonna tell it all. And tell the truth. And tell it right. So that's what I'm doing. All right. So once again, we celebrate the life. We honor the memory. We embrace the spirits of those 9 fallen angels, those nine beautiful souls, Reverend Clementa Pinckney, Reverend Sharonda Coleman Singleton, Reverend DePayne Dr. Middleton, or actually Reverend DePayne Middleton Doctor, Reverend DePayne Middleton Doctor, Reverend Daniel Simmons, Susie Jackson, Myra Thompson, Ethel Lance, Cynthia Hurd, and Brother Tawanza Sanders. And those 5 survivors who were in the church that night. Miss Felicia Sanders and her granddaughter, Reverend Clementa Pinckney's wife, Jennifer Pinckney and their daughter, and Mother Polly Shepherd. Once again, we lift you all up in all the love and all the light that we can send your way. I want to thank everybody for watching. Hey, Rosalind, how are you? Thank you. She's embracing the fallen, the Mother Emanuel 9. Thank you, Rosalind. I meant to shout you out last night. I know you were watching, and shout out to my mother, Mary Dixon, also in the chat room. Thank you, Rosalind and Mother Mary Dixon, for those who are in the chat room. That's who Mary Dixon is. Thank everybody in the chat room. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you. And especially you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Show. Say hello to Reverend Clementa Pinckney and Reverend Sharonda Coleman Singleton and Reverend DePayne Middleton Doctor and Reverend Daniel Simmons and Cynthia Hurd and Ethel Lance and Susie Jackson and Myra Thompson and Brother Tawanza Sanders. Say hello to Mom and Dad for me too while you're at it. All right, Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. is our new start time. Please tell everybody to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Subscribe, share, screen grab, rip some of the video, make it go viral. Go ahead and screen grab it and create a viral moment. Chop it up, put it up on your social media platforms. Please give me the thumbs up, like this and every episode. Binge watch all my back episodes, please. It's so important that we financially support platforms like mine, shows like this, media companies like mine, because nobody's going to tell our story. The story I told you tonight about how there were so many people who literally saved the city from burning down. The night and the morning of the murder, and in the immediate aftermath. That's not a story that hadn't been. And somebody should really do a documentary on it. Maybe I need to do that. But that's what you need. More black-owned media platforms, because nobody's going to tell your story better than you. Nobody's going to tell our story better than us. So you can support the show financially. You can make a financial gift, a contribution, a blessing, love offering, whatever you want to call it. You can Zelle the show. You can Zelle my media company, or you can Cash App with your financial gift or contribution. So on Zelle, just type in Geno Jones and then use my email address, GenoJonesShow@gmail. GenoJonesShow@gmail to Zelle your financial contribution or gift, or to Cash App it, $Dad G Jones, all one word, $, capital D like Daddy, lowercase a like Apple, lowercase d like David, capital G like Geno, capital J like Jones, lowercase o like Oprah, lowercase n like Nanette, lowercase e like extra, lowercase s like Sam, $, Dad G Jones on Cash App. If you'd like to be a sponsor, let me help you grow your business as we grow together. As one of the sponsors of the Geno Jones Show, or to advertise here on the show, on the channel, I will send you a sponsorship package and tell you about how at least once a month, you'll have your own episode, you and me, to come on and just tell the story about your business or promote whatever business, product, or service that you have, whatever you're doing. You have the whole show to yourself to talk about and promote your business and to grow your business. So reach out to me. As a matter of fact, you have my email address, GenoJonesShow@gmail. That's the same email address to Zelle a financial gift or contribution. That is the email address to send me your contact information, and I will set up a meeting and I will send you a sponsorship package. Okay? Thank you for watching, everybody. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. He is the CEO of Designer Cuts here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro. Check him out on Instagram, Kel Be Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP. And Allie Jones, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the show. Check out Allie Jones and her Lexi Jones collection out, LX, L like Lexi, X like extra, .N like Nanette, C like Charlie, L like Lexi _ on Instagram or IG, LX.NCL _. Big shout out to Bruce Gage, wardrobe consultant and stylist for the show. Check out the Mario Uomo collection and the Fly Ball collection on Instagram. Mario Uomo, MARIO. Uomo is UOMO. Mario UOMO. That's called Mario Uomo. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rosalind. Thank you, Mother. And thank you, everyone. Please don't forget to, please click, give me that thumbs up below, right there below, thumbs up. It's so important for the algorithms. We got to let YouTube know how much you love the show, and you show them that by make sure that you click the thumbs up and make sure that you copy and paste the link in an email or text message. You can share, you can tag the link, or share the show on anyone's platform. You can screen grab some of it. All right, YouTube, you know, the algorithms, and an algorithm is just a set of instructions, but that's how they know, you know, they look at that, and that's one of the ways they determine, okay, who are we going to make a YouTube partner, and whose TV show, whose show and media company are we going to send a check to every month, including how many subscribers they have and how many times you watch the show, how many people watch, and for how long. All that's so important, everybody. So continue to help me and my show and my media company with your views and telling everybody about the show and telling them to subscribe. It's so important, and they can subscribe for free. Just come to YouTube, type in Geno Jones Show. We'll see you live. The next live edition of the Geno Jones Show, Wednesday, 6:30 Chicago time. New start time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Central Time, 4:30 p.m. live on the West Coast, live in Los Angeles and on the West Coast. So we'll see you Wednesday live, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.